Good morning. How is everybody doing? Figured I'd hop on here and chat for a little bit. Halloween morning. So, don't really have a whole lot to talk about, but I did want to do a Halloween morning chat. So, I only have, hopefully I can do a whole hour. My youngest daughter is already awake. She's down here watching TV. I said, well, just chill for a little bit and watch TV, and I'm going to go do a video and chat for a minute, and then 9 o'clock is when I make them Saturday morning pancakes. That's our little ritual. So until then, I figure I'll say what's up to y'all for a little bit. How you doing? How you doing, y'all? Nothing really specific as far as Halloween goes. I just figured I'd title the video Halloween Chat. How y'all doing? Who we got in here? Hang on, let's see. I mean, it is kind of a monumental day, isn't it? I mean, full moon on Halloween. Let's see, we got Jackie, Wanda, Tabitha. I don't know how to say that one. I don't know how to say your name. Whoever said good morning, Cyreds? I don't know how to say that. Jeffrey, Casey, Deb, Connie. How y'all doing? Moonlight readings and healings. What's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in. Nothing particular to talk about. I just wanted to hop on and say what's up to everybody. We will be doing the 2222s this morning. Thank you for the positive feedback, Tabitha. Thank you. Yeah, I don't used to, back in the day, before Leah and I got together, I used to get on every single morning. This was part of my morning routine when I lived up in Idaho. I would get on every morning and chat. And that would just kind of warm me up and wake me up for the day, you know. And I would always have something in mind that I wanted to talk about. Like, okay, so let me think of something to break the ice, you know. But I don't do that anymore. I really, honestly have nothing in mind to talk about. So, sitting here and flipping cards. How y'all doing, man? Do you feel this full moon? Let's start it out with that. Do you feel the full moon? Man, I'm gonna tell you what, I don't know if it's just the insane Scorpio energy or what. The Mercury retrograde is in Scorpio, isn't it? Isn't the retrograde in Scorpio, the Mercury retrograde? I believe so. I know the full moon is in Taurus because the sun is in Scorpio right now. But yeah. Oh man, dude, I've been feeling it. And I'm not one of those types of people. I don't just say that, you know? Like, I know there's this big thing, especially in like spiritual and astrological communities and whatnot, where they're like, oh no, every time a Mercury retrograde comes around, they're like, oh my God, you know? And I'm not like that. I'm honest about the energies. And I remember the last Mercury retrograde. I was saying this in the last chat. Didn't bother me that bad. Matter of fact, me and Leah were sitting around like, dude, this one wasn't really all that bad, was it? But boy, this past Mercury retrograde has been intense. And I kind of woke up this morning like, this weird feeling. Man, I'm going to tell you what, I've always had this when I was a kid. And I don't know what it is. I'm sure there's a lot of things that, many people would postulate is probably like maybe my chakras or maybe some sort of kundalini type of thing or whatever. But I've always had this thing since I was a little kid that it feels like this straight from the top of my head, down my throat, straight through my body, down to like down, all the way down, you know? And it tingles. And it's just like, it tingles and it's like, it's just, you feel like it feels like a line that goes straight down that just is tingling out throughout your entire body and just pulsating outwards. And it's kind of uncomfortable and nerve-wracking sometimes. And I woke up with that this morning, you know? And it gives you the jitters and it's just like, it's just the weirdest feeling throughout your body. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Does anybody know what that is? I've had it since I was a little kid. When I was a little kid, and this is gonna sound kind of funny, but I'm just gonna be 100% all the way real with you, you know? When I was a little kid, sometimes that would hit me and I'd have to run to the bathroom. It would knock everything loose and I would be like, oh, I'd have to run to the bathroom real quick, you know? I'd maybe have to use the bathroom because it's so intense. The energy's so intense that, and I woke up feeling that this morning, and I've been kind of really antsy and nerve-wracked all morning, you know? And I'm like, man, I don't know what this is. Is it that full moon energy? We're gonna make some moon water, and we're gonna manifest some awesome stuff. Man, I wish Leah, she's asleep right now, so I can't say a whole lot about it, but she stumbled upon this little manifestation technique that blows me away. She was just playing around, researching, and came up with this 2-cup manifest. Have you heard of that? I think I talked about this before. 2-cup manifest. And it has to do with water. And basically, I keep telling her to make a video on it, you know, because I think it's legit, dude. It's crazy. I can't really, I mean, I understand how it works, but I can't sit and, you know how I like to take things and break them apart and explain them in my own way. I can't really do that with this. Let me go ahead and break it down to you and explain it. She'll do a video and probably explain it better than me whenever she wants to, but you know, it was on that movie, What the Bleep Do We Know, about Dr. Emoto, and basically the influence you and your perception can have on water, and how you can change the molecular structure of water just by looking at it and thinking and sending intention to it. Well, Leah came up with this very interesting little manifestation technique called 2-cup manifest. And it's where, I'm not just going to give you the short condensed version of it. You put a very specific intention into water. There's a technique behind it. And then you drink the water, and you're shifting from one reality to the next by putting a certain intention into some water. And I'm the type of person, I'll try anything, dude. I'll try anything. And I tried it, and it is absolutely mind-boggling how it works. That's all I'm really gonna say. Like, this is kind of her thing that I'm letting. I wanna leave it up to her to explain it and break it down and all this stuff, because she's the one that introduced me, you know, to this little technique. And we're gonna do that again tonight or tomorrow. Gonna make some full moon water and manifest with that, and it's gonna be an intense one, because I feel this full moon, dude, has really been pressing on me all morning. Look up the science behind it. Yeah, I've looked it up. I get that. I know the science behind it, but I don't really know a way. I don't really know a way to break it down and explain it in a way that I feel like everybody would understand it, if that makes sense. I mean, I understand it, and I'm not saying that everybody's stupid. So that's kind of like, some people get offended when I say that. It's like, no, I'm not saying you're stupid. What I'm saying is I've been wanting to make it my life's work for many years now, well, several years, to whenever one of these crazy, weird type of things, you know, one of these concepts of like manifestation or anything involving quantum physics or whatever. And I like to be able to break it apart and explain it in a way that lots of people understand it that probably wouldn't have understood it. You know, that's just kind of what I like to do. And I haven't figured that out as far as this goes yet. But it's very, very real. It works very well, and it blew me away. Kind of scary, you know, a little bit, but anyway. Let's see. What do I know about North and South Node? Not a whole lot, actually. Not a whole lot. I knew somebody at one point that was really fascinated with the North Node. And every time it gets brought up, Leah says, oh my God, I love the North Node. But we don't really get to digging that much into it. And I have so much. In my chart, it's like split down the middle. So when I'm looking at my own chart, there is a really heavy influence on the Virgo and Pisces duality in me. And then on the other side, it's all like fire, Sagittarius and Aries. You know, it's kind of weird. Do this again when she's awake. Well, maybe. It depends on if she wants to get on and chat. It depends on if she's in the mood to get on and chat. I don't know. We'll be on later. We'll be on later doing the mini readings. But we're really busy. I don't know, man. We have this routine to where typically I get up in the morning, we take the kids to daycare and sit and do work, sit and do readings. And by that time, we're just kind of burnt out on the internet. We're burnt out on being on video and being on camera and this and that, you know. And so a lot of times we're just like, do you want to chat? Do you want to get on and chat? And we're like, yeah, maybe. And then we think about it and we're like, yeah, I don't feel like it. I ain't gonna lie. We want to. We want to. This one right here, I've been actually I was up at 5 o'clock this morning and I wanted to get on and chat. But then I was like, no, I don't really feel like it. But if she does, you'll watch. Yeah, she has her own channel too. I don't want to say a whole lot without her being here. She don't care. It's just I don't want to say a whole lot, you know, and try to put words in her mouth or anything like that. But you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. Anyway, though. How are my girls? They're doing better. Doing better. It's been a lot of work. A lot of work. A whole lot of work. It's funny too. Because the girls now, and I didn't set out to intentionally put anything in their heads or anything like that, but we hear them talking all the time. I gotta manifest this, you know, and they can explain it. Like my oldest daughter, I can sit and be like, so what is manifestation? What is it? And she'll break down her little version of you know, basically. Oh, I wish I could quote her. I can't really, but manifestation is, you know, whatever you believe and whatever you think and whatever you tell yourself and this and that. She has this cool little version of it. And I'm like, man, that's for a 9-year-old, that's about the best version that I could ask for a little kid to sit and explain what manifestation is. And I think the thing, if I was to want to teach them anything, it's that manifestation isn't something that you do. It's not something you start doing. You don't just start manifesting one day. You've been manifesting since, the way I like to describe it is ever since you took the wheel. Basically, when you come incarnate as a human, your awareness trickles down to this little bitty pinpoint of awareness in this little bitty baby brain that doesn't know anything. And it's being programmed. From the minute you exit the womb, you are being programmed. And this programming you agreed to, okay, so I'm not digging up a conspiracy hole here. You're being programmed and you agreed to the programming. And then after a certain point, you're putting building blocks around your mind of belief systems and ideas and things like that. And then at some point, I think it's different for everybody, you take the wheel and you say, okay, the programming and the influences and everything that I'm being taught and led to believe and this and that, okay, now I'm going to take the wheel. And at whatever age that is, that's when you start manifesting. That's when you start manifesting. And the things that you manifest are a composite of the things that you were programmed to believe and the things that were put into you. And then you start manifesting. And pretty much whenever that was, how old were you? Some of you, it was at a very early age, maybe 10 years old, 12. Some people a little bit later on, you know. But you're always manifesting, always. What I'm talking about is when you separate, when you say, okay, well, here's the programming, here's the system, the computer program that runs on autopilot, okay? You don't realize it, it's running, okay? That's the program. And you, as an individual entity, push away from that and pop away from it and say, oh, well, I don't like what I'm manifesting here. How am I manifesting this? How am I attracting these types of people into my life? How am I attracting these types of jobs or these types of experiences or these types of interactions with people? Whatever. How am I pulling these experiences in? What part of the mechanism underneath of my conscious awareness is making this happen? Okay, well, I don't like that. So you know what I'm going to do? as the individual entity apart from my ego, I'm going to start rewiring the ego. And I'm going to start changing the ego. And I'm going to start, the ego me, I'm going to start reprogramming it myself. And you have the power to do that. That's what we're talking about. We're not, again, manifestation, it's not something you start doing. If you want to manifest different things, it's taking back control of your own mind is what it is. You know, regardless, it's when you have to pop away from it and cut off any outside influences, if that makes any sense. It's the best way I can think to describe it. You know, short and sweet version of it. So that's what I really want my kids to understand, you know. That's what I really want them to understand. So, anywho, hell no, we never die. We don't die, we just change form. Are you sure you want to open your third eye? Do you want to? It can be a little bit scary. It can be a little bit nerve-wracking. You gotta free up the water in your third eye. Is what you have to do. You gotta free up basically like take what it is that you need to take. Which whatever, like I'm really big on basically the Activator X. That's, I mean, supposed to be in our diets every day, but it's not. It's not. Most of us are very deficient in. It's actually like a compound. It's a compound, and you can find it in many different things. And what it does, basically, it's something like this compound is part of what's supposed to be our natural diet, but because of the society that we live in and the way our food is produced, it's not in there like it's supposed to be. And you can get it. You can get it in many different things. Mainly, if you are a meat eater, you have to make sure that the animals you are eating are, I don't want to use the term organic, but like, for example, I only buy eggs that are free range, grass fed, you know, from natural, free range, grass fed chickens, you know, that are able to just roam and forage and eat natural, you know, natural foods, and those type of eggs. The beef, if you eat beef, which, you know, isn't the best thing, especially for raising frequency, but if you're going to, free range pastured cows who would just feed on fast growing grass, you know, and it produces a compound that, again, is supposed to be natural in our diet. But what it does is it is like the traffic cop for calcium. Okay? Calcium, there's only two places calcium is supposed to go, and that is your bones and your teeth. It's the only two places. If there's calcium in any of your soft tissues, you're very deficient in this this compound. Okay? Hardening of the arteries. Get calcified arteries in your heart. Kidney stones. A calcified pineal gland. Okay? That's not natural. That's not normal. There's not supposed to be calcium in your soft tissues. But because we are deficient in this compound, calcium goes into our body and it doesn't know where the fuck to go. It just goes wherever. It goes wherever your body takes it. In your kidneys and your wherever. It just puts calcium all over the place. And yeah, introducing this compound into your diet, not only will it free you up of lots of those issues, but it will, over time, decalcify and purify your pineal gland. Yes, it will. Yep, it sure will. So, yeah. Are you sure you want to do it, though? Are you sure? Basically, and I wouldn't consider myself to be an expert on it, so that's why I don't talk about it in a large extent. But when your third eye is all decalcified and awakened and active and everything like that, it just basically gives you more access to what your astral body is doing. I mean, it's not like your astral body, it's constantly collecting information out there. Okay. And your pineal gland it's no joke. It really is a fucking eyeball in the middle of your brain. It has rods and cones in it. It's wired right into your visual cortex. And yeah, you will be able to pick up more of what your astral body, the information your astral body is collecting, and it sends it straight there. And when your pineal gland isn't functioning very well, yeah, your ego is quite disconnected from that information. Quite disconnected from it. So yeah, we don't need to overcomplicate it, and you know, basically, again, like I said just a few minutes ago, when I explain something, I only explain what I know. I don't go anything further past what I know, and I like to explain it in a way that anybody can understand it. Anybody. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care how dumb you are. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how young you are. You can understand it. And if I can't explain it like that, then I'm a little bit reluctant. And I like to kind of hold back a little bit, you know. So, where do I study? What do you mean? Where do I study? Where? As in, like, what location? In my house? Or what? I don't know what you mean. Oh, how did I start to learn the cards? Oh, okay. Well, I'll talk about that a little bit. I learned the cards because basically the short version of how I started reading tarot was I stumbled across a tarot card reading video by accident, and it was a video by Carol's Universe. Yeah, if y'all know who she is, Carol's Universe, and it told a story of a situation that I had been involved in with a particular individual that I wasn't able to let go of. It like stuck to me, and it was really in my head for a long time. And I just clicked on the video because I'd been seeing the tarot card reading videos pop up, and I thought it was so silly. The silliest thing I'd ever seen. I was like, I'm not watching that silly shit. Are you serious? You know? But finally, after being recommended these videos for a couple of months, I said, you know what? Let me just watch one and see what it's all about. I'm bored. It was out of boredom, really. And it told the story of something that I'd been going through. And I'm like, oh, what? Blew my mind. So I kind of became addicted to him. You know, like I was one of those people, like I went and I was just searching and watching all the tarot card reading videos on YouTube to try to gain more clarity on a particular situation. And I wasn't. It just kept kind of telling the same story over and over and over again. And I got frustrated. So I said, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go up the street to the little spiritual store where I bought all my crystals and all my stuff like that. They sold tarot cards there. I said, I'm going to buy me a deck of them cards and I'm going to learn these things myself. So that's how I'm going to gain the clarity that I really want on this situation. That's how obsessed I was with just my own situation. It's the only thing I gave a shit about. I didn't care about nothing else. And I did. I sat and went through a couple of different decks. And finally, I ended up with the Tarot of Dreams. Those of you who have been following me for a while, I've talked about that. That was the first deck that really, for whatever reason, I don't know why, the Tarot of Dreams, it's the one that clicked with me. Like I had a few others and I read through the books and it just, I tried to like take notes and stuff like that. But the Tarot of Dreams, for some reason, I got that deck. And one day I sat at home by myself and I did this all in one day. And this was after taking notes. Like I had gone through probably a few weeks of taking notes from other decks and stuff like that and the guidebooks and whatnot. So I kind of had a general understanding, and I'd been watching tarot card readers for, several months. But I sat down with the Tarot of Dreams and went page for page, card for card, and read just obsessively. And for some reason, I went through the whole deck. It took me about 8 hours. Is how obsessive and focused I was. I did not move from that spot. Like I sat down on my bed with this guidebook and with these cards, and I read card for card, page for page. And at that point, I had a much deeper understanding of what the cards meant. But then it was easier for me to watch other readers and watch what they were doing and say, oh, okay, that's kind of how you would interpret this based on the intention you're putting into it. So what I started doing was I started asking questions I already knew the answer to. So I started just playing around like, okay, so how am I supposed to shuffle? Am I supposed to do it like this? or am I supposed to do it like this? You know, and I just started kind of playing around like, okay, oh, I felt that card felt kind of funny. So that must mean something. Oh, 7 of Wands reversed. You know, how is that saying something about the question I just asked? Okay, well, let me go ahead and throw a few, and I just started I started asking questions I already knew the answer to. And by the time I would have cards laid out, I'd be like, okay, well, how is this answering the question that I already know the answer to? So that's how I started playing this back and forth game with how to communicate with the deck, how to know how many times to shuffle or what cards, you know what I'm saying? And it's very, if you're genuinely like wanting to read, and when I say genuinely wanting to read, I don't mean like I want to do tarot for a living, you know? I don't mean I want to be a popular YouTuber. I mean, if there's something you really want to read, I want to know the answer to something, and I want the tarot to give it to me. If you're going about it from that perspective, I don't think there's any two people who do it exactly the same. You know, it's very specific to you. I mean, there may be some similarities between two different people, but I know a lot of people don't believe me. I've heard lots of people who just straight up think I'm lying. I don't give a shit what you think. I never picked these cards up ever thinking that I would accept a dime for reading for a person, or that I would ever be like a YouTuber or anything like that. I picked these cards up because I was obsessed with gaining clarity on my own situation. And then after that point, I started getting frustrated after a month or two of that because I wasn't getting any more clarity. It was the same message that I was getting from the YouTube readings was coming through the cards here. And that's kind of when I was like, okay, well, I wonder what would happen if I tried that thing on YouTube, you know? And I was already making videos talking mainly about characteristics of the Aquarius sign. And I kind of fought the urge. I was really, really, really scared. I was scared. I was like, but I couldn't quit. Man, I just had this little voice just saying, what if you tried that though? What if I did that? What would happen, you know? So finally, it got to the point to where the girl I was dating at the time had a teenage daughter. And I would like, we had a little bitty apartment, and her daughter would just kind of like sit in the living room all day and blast the TV full blast. I didn't like being in the house. So during the summertime, when the girl I was dating was at work, her daughter was not in school, and I didn't like being at the house, to be honest with you, because she would just sit and blare the TV, and it was annoying. So I would just be gone. I'd be walking around. I lived in Maine, so I'd walk around the woods and stuff like that, and tried to stay in as much peace and quiet as possible. Well, at the end of the summer, when her daughter was going to be starting school, I said, all right, I'm going to have the house to myself on my days off. I'm going to be bored as shit. Maybe I'll try that little YouTube tarot card reading thing to give me something to do on my days off, because I'm bored as hell. I was working at a car wash up in Farmington, Maine, called the Farmington Car Wash. That's where I was working. And that day, August 29th, just a couple of days before September 2018, is when I said, all right, well, let's just go ahead and see what would happen. So I did, and yeah, needless to say, it took off very, very fast. And okay, well, this is what I'm doing then. You know, so the ball just started rolling there and never really stopped. So here I am. That's the kind of I don't really want to say the short version of it, but I mean, there's a lot more, you know, behind the story than that. But that was the easiest version that I have. So yeah, it's just been a little over 2 years that I've been doing this, and that's how I started. A lot of people ask me that. What made you start reading tarot cards? You know, and it's kind of silly. It's nothing really special, or it's not a real big like, whoa, well, I woke up and I had this vision from the gods and blah, 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 you know, all that bullshit other people will tell you. No, I was just really, really, really obsessed with my own situation, and I was trying to gain clarity on my own shit, and I was trying to read for myself, which I'm horrible at. I cannot, especially now, as far along in the game as I am now. Anything close to me, you know, I can't pull cards for. I couldn't even tell you what it means. I can't, like in my personal life, like if it's something that, if you ask me a question and I actually like care a whole lot about what the answer is, I can't read it. I can't. I have no clue. I just get scared and I get nervous and I'm like, ugh, and I kind of lock up and I can't. And I've heard lots of genuine readers say the same thing about themselves. Like really accurate readers, you know? So anyway, though, again, there's a lot more details that go into the story. So don't take that to be the entire story. That's the most important parts for the moment that I can think to cut out and give you right now, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So anyway, what's up, y'all? New people tuning in. Like I said, to catch you guys back up, I'm going to try to do a full hour chat. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. My youngest daughter is already awake when I started this chat. And 9 o'clock, it's 8:30 now. And 9 o'clock is when I feed them breakfast, and we do pancakes on Saturdays. So here in the next, hopefully, half hour, I'm going to be getting off here and cooking the kiddos pancakes, and then we're going to get prepped and ready to do the 22-22s. Yep, they're making a full comeback. Full comeback. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, Jackie, about, you know, it's easier to we're gonna do some manifestation here. Well, we're gonna make some moon water. Well, not make it, but you know what I mean. Gonna get some moon water ready, and we're gonna do that tomorrow. We're gonna do some every full moon, dude. We always do. Every full moon, every time. Every full moon. Oh, it's getting a little warm. Do 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 do. Anyway, what's on your all's minds, man? Thought Abraham thought what was silly? Tarot card readings? Well, my thing is, I didn't really think tarot in and of itself was silly because I had received a reading before. About a year before. A lot of you who've been following me for a while know this story, but Tina gave me that reading. And it was insanely accurate, blew me out of the water. So I knew tarot was legit, you know? But I was seeing it on YouTube, and I'm like, that's stupid. That's dumb. Like, you can't tell me, like, that's stupid. I was like, I'm an Aquarius, so you're going to tell me individually something about my life, which is very weird and very unlike anything anybody is experiencing, through a video on YouTube that tens of thousands of people are watching. Whatever. I didn't believe it. And oh man, I was proven wrong when I watched that video for the first time. I was like, oh shit, whoa. So, but here's another thing too, about where I'm at with it. It's very, very easy. It's very easy for lots of tarot card readers out there. Of course, I don't watch them anymore. I used to, but from what I noticed, it was very easy to just kind of aimlessly talk in a circle, you know, and keep people coming back over and over and over again, not really leading to any specific point, not really leading to any specific destination. And I'm like, man, I don't want to be that guy. There's got to be more to it than this, you know? Subsequently, I had been working on intentionally manifesting my own business. When the doorway opened for this is not what I expected. Not what I expected at all, as far as, you know, being self-employed and having a successful, you know, business. This is not what I expected. So I reacted very strangely to this at first, you know, but I was like, how can I actually add value? How can I actually add value there? You know, and I hate to make it sound like this because I'm in no competition with anybody, you know, and it sounds like it when I start saying things like this. So forgive me if it sounds like this, but I don't want to be one of those readers that doesn't really have any value. Okay. There's some of them out there that are very loud and it's just like they just make a lot of noise, but they don't really have anything of value to say. I'm like, how can I add value to the tarot community? That's when I started mixing in law of attraction and manifestation, because that's been my primary foundation from day one. Okay, from day one. Like I said, another part of my story, a lot of you know this, is that I was homeless. I talk about that a lot. I don't like to keep talking about that, but I found my first law of attraction video living in a homeless shelter, playing around on my Obama phone at McDonald's using their Wi-Fi, and became obsessed with manifestation and law of attraction and stuff like that. That was just a smidgen under 5 years ago that that happened. And again, I was subsequently manifesting my own business. I was like, I'm going to manifest a business. And I spent about almost 2 years on that. Almost 2 years on manifesting a business. And everything that I tried to do crashed and burned. It didn't work. And knowing how it works, I knew what I was doing. I knew how I was screwing it up, but I couldn't quite find access to the switches in there yet. And yeah, by the time the doorway was open for this, I was like, oh, this though, I don't want to do this, man. I want to do something that looks cool. I thought this was kind of silly, you know? But I was like, okay, well, if this is what universe wants me to do, ooh, 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, if this is what universe wants me to do, then okay. I'm going to figure out a way to do something different. Add some sort of value that no other tarot card reader out there is adding, you know? So that I'm not just one of those talking heads on YouTube that you just get addicted to listening to and don't really get anything out of it, you know? Does that make any sense? Because I experienced that. I was subscribed to a lot of people, and I'm not naming any names, okay? Because I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm not here, again, I'm not in competition with anybody. I'm not here to make any individual look bad, but I was subscribed to lots of people that after a while, after a few months, it's just like, I'm not really learning anything here. Not learning anything, not really. Not anything. I mean, I guess maybe in my position, I can learn a little bit about how to read cards and stuff like that. But as far as anything that expands my consciousness or helps me evolve, I'm not really learning anything here. And it kind of felt like I was stuck in a trap, stuck in a circle. So when I was put in the position to be one of those people, I'm like, well, I don't want to be that guy that basically, if you come to me and you don't learn anything, that's your choice. That's your choice. You don't have to. And a lot of people aren't really coming to learn, you know? A lot of people aren't really coming to learn anything other than how come their boyfriend left them or their girlfriend cheated on them or something like that. That's all they're here to learn. And if that's all you're here to learn, that's fine. But I know there are a lot of people out there who do have eyes to see, you know, and they are in search of a deeper truth. And if that's what I'm here to help plant little seeds, you know, that will help you actually experience that. No, okay. Well, that little seed that rich dude planted, it makes sense now. Maybe a couple of weeks down the line. That's what I would do. When I was on my path, I would follow and listen to lots of different people, and the people who actually did have very important seeds to plant, I would water them and I would put them on the back burner and let them simmer, you know, and I owe a lot of people a lot of gratitude for helping me on my path. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Appreciate y'all's positive feedback. Anyway, I don't want to sit and talk about myself. Makes me feel kind of weird. I don't mind answering questions, but I don't want to make it all about me, you know. Oh, my back. I still got to get after it at some point today and get to that gym. My trainer is on vacation. Matter of fact, my personal trainer, my fitness trainer's birthday is today. He's a Halloween baby. So he's on vacation. And I've been having to go to the gym, basically get after it myself without him telling me what to do. I just get on the treadmill and run. Run until I'm sweating and panting, and a couple miles, which is big for me. That's huge for me. That's my next big thing here. You know, my next big transformation is fitness. I never, ever thought I would hear myself say that ever, but I fell into a period of stagnation, you know, manifested lots of very huge, amazing things in my life. Huge, man. I've made quantum leaps, in the last few years and I fell into a period of stagnation. Like, well, what's next? What's next? What next? And that's the light bulb that came on. Well, it's time to get fit, because that's one of the downsides that came to success, was falling really, really, really out of shape. I fell way bad out of shape, dude. And it's real easy to think that won't happen to you. I didn't think that would ever happen to me, and it did. Wait till you're in that position. It's real easy, real easy. I go from, like, my entire adult life, all I ever did and all I ever sought out was hardcore back-breaking manual labor jobs for fucking pennies, basically, And now I'm on the other side of the fence, where I'm paid very well from YouTube, and I'm not required. Nobody's standing over my shoulder telling me to do anything. And it's really, 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 really hard to make myself get up and do anything. It's uncomfortable. It's not fun. And I figured that's the next thing. Now I have to take control of my own physical fitness and health and stuff like that. So that's my next big journey. And it's a very interesting process. Very interesting process. I'm starting to see some little results. Finally, I'm starting to see some muscles, like in my legs. I got my muscles popping out in my legs and my little triceps. I'm getting a little line right here, from doing all the push-ups and shit. I'm getting, my little triceps are popping out. It's just like, oh, sweet, I can see the results now, And it's a fun process. It's fun. It's not comfortable. Oh, no, it's not comfortable. Oh, man. But I'm finally at that point now where I'm starting to enjoy it. I'm starting to enjoy that physical, I run and run until I'm panting and just like, I'm starting to dig it. I'm like, yeah, I like it now. Just finished working out. Right on, there you go. I got to get me a workout in at some point today. I don't have time this morning. I probably could have. I ain't gonna lie. I probably could have before I came on and did this. But probably after the 22-22s, I'm going to run down to the gym, hop on the treadmill, or maybe I'll just do it around here. Maybe I'll do some outdoor running. I might do that today. I might do that. I don't know. At some point, I got to run at least a mile or two, So anywho. So, got a few more minutes. What's on y'all's mind, man? Congratulations on 10K. 10K. Oh, on this channel? Yeah, I don't even really pay attention to the subscriber number on this channel, honestly. I really don't. I didn't even know. Yeah, I did see it was at 10K the other day. Yeah, I did. I noticed that. I forgot about that, though. I don't pay attention. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and break it down and be all the way real with y'all, okay? This is something a lot of YouTubers don't talk about, and I can't get into a whole lot of details, but I'm not monetized on this channel. This channel, like on my tarot card reading channel, I get paid for every video I put up. Doesn't matter what I put up. I could put up a tarot card reading video. I could sit down here and chat. Every video I put up makes money. So yeah, I pay attention a little bit closer to the numbers on that channel. On this one, I don't, this is just all free right here. I'm not getting paid for this video. I'm not, you know what I mean? So yeah, I didn't even really pay attention to the fact that I was at 10K on this channel. That's pretty cool, I guess. I remember back in the day, man, back in the old school YouTube days, a 10,000 subscriber channel was a big deal. That was a big deal back in the day. Now, maybe it's just because I'm at 215,000, I think. Is it 215,000? It's close. If it's not there, it's 214,000. The last I looked, I think I'm like maybe 100 subscribers off of 215,000 on my main channel. And even that's like not a big deal. That's not much. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't know. Because like I'm there now, so it's hard for me to go back and think and remember what it was like when I put up YouTube channels in the past that would struggle. I've had up many YouTube channels, and they would struggle, and it was hard to get, 100 subscribers. So But I think now in today's day and age, I don't really know if my subscriber number is all that big of a deal. 215,000. I've been doing it for 2 years, so I guess the rate of growth that averages out to approximately 100,000 a year. So, okay, I'm satisfied with the growth. It could be growing much faster. If I made the conscious decision, and I've dipped my toes in the water of trying to start heading in this direction of doing nothing but my main YouTube channel, and no personal readings, it would grow way faster. But every time I try to kind of like lean in that direction, something pulls me back from it, And I just get this really, really strong feeling from the universe that no, I don't need to do that. Because basically at that point, yeah, I can be bringing some value to the table, but I'll be focused more. There's only two things that I'm focused on if I'm not doing personal readings, and that's my money and my popularity. And that's kind of shitty. You know what I'm saying? Morally. That's morally kind of shitty. So, that would kind of put the value I'm bringing to the table down at the bottom of the priority list, So right now, I just feel the calling. I just don't feel the calling to do that, and it's not easy. Oh, it's not easy, but I just can't ignore the feeling, that intuitive, universal feeling that there are people out there who need to personally hear me say something to them. And no, not everybody likes it. No, that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to, some people do. But that's not the point. The point of it is we are smack dab in the middle of the ascension, awakening, expanding consciousness, raising vibration, raising frequencies. And a lot of that process is not comfortable. It's not fun. Okay. And to be one of those people who is breaking those old boundaries and busting down the old walls of the old, I don't want to say systems as in the way the world works, but the systems as in the way our mind works and the way we perceive life and the way we perceive love and money and how we go about, you know what I mean? Just our entire mechanism altogether, the way we function, the way we think, the way we view the world, all that is being torn apart. Okay. And you have one or two choices. You can either have other forces tear it apart and rebuild it for you, or you can tear it apart and rebuild it for yourself. And those people who are willing to do that are the people that I'm here to assist. I can't do it for you. I'm nothing special. I'm not like this light being floating on the clouds, but my path in life, which a lot of you know is very, very dark and cryptic, and I was drugged through the 7 pits of hell, helped me in a way to where I take all those experiences and I extract wisdom from them, and I can't ignore the calling to help those who actually have the desire to do that themselves, and that's essentially what I'm here to do. Like I tell people, these little things right here are just a little tool. They're just a handy little diagnostic tool. We do have such thing as free will. Okay, I know you all have heard of free will, but the sad thing is there's a very heartbreaking number of people on this planet who are not using their free will. Other people are using their free will for them. They're being very manipulated and pulled around and lied to and deceived. And if that's the game you chose to come here and play, that's fine. Play it and have fun with it. But there's also a group of us, and you know who you are, who see and sense and feel that something is wrong. There's something that goes against my nature, something that goes against me, who I am, and what is the problem here? There's something more than this. There's something off here in this dimension. There's something very, very off. Let's just put it that way. No judgment. I'm not going to say right, wrong. There's just something very off. And I want, if you're one of those people that has a desire to dig and see what it really is, and I can't give you all your answers, but I can hand you tools the shovels and the pickaxes and the wrenches to start turning knobs and digging holes and carving out your own path, basically. That makes sense? I hope it does. I hope it does, man. Because at the end of the day, that's my job. That's my job. That's my real job. Flipping tarot cards, doing tarot card readings for people, and collecting a YouTube paycheck once a month. That's my way of making an earthly living, but that's not my real job. That's not my real job. My real job is to plant seeds of awareness and seeds of consciousness. Okay? That's my real job. I'm not the only one doing it. I'm nothing special. I'm part of a pretty significant group of people who are helping do that. And yeah, so that's kind of open-ended there, kind of a cliffhanger, but I don't really know anything else to say about it. Don't really know what else to say about it, but I know there's a group of you out there. You know what I'm talking about. You already know. You already know. Turkey in the house. Right on. Boom, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Let's see. Abraham says, being self-employed, making your own schedule, say it's easy to become complacent and not want to work out. Working out can be addictive when you start. Actually, for me, working out, like, it wasn't addictive at all. When I first started, I fucking hated it. Oh, I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. But because of some of the processes that I've been through in life, the biggest one being going from living under a bridge to where I am today, that process, if I step back and look at that process, it wasn't fucking fun either. Getting to where I am today wasn't fun. It was scary. It was nerve-wracking. It was bouncing around the country all by myself, traveling with a backpack full of clothes, just bouncing from coast to coast and not knowing if I'm going to live or die. You know, it was, but so I know that if you step outside of your comfort zone and you stay outside of it long enough, your comfort zone will come grab you. It will come find you. And you will soon become comfortable. So knowing how that mechanism works, I guess it's different for everybody. I guess so. It just really depends on how you're wired and whatnot. I don't really know. But I personally didn't experience it that way. I hated it. Oh, I hated it. But I knew, okay, well, we just got to keep doing it. That's probably my Virgo nature. Probably my moon and rising in Virgo that was telling me that. Just keep doing it. Just keep working. Just keep doing it. Just keep working hard. Just keep doing it every day. Just get up and go do it. Don't matter how bad it sucks. Get in there and do it. And get in there, and I don't care if my trainer's having me do so many push-ups that I just fucking, like, man, there was times, and still are, where he'll push me to a point where I'm dripping sweat, and I'm doing push-ups, and my hands are sliding all over the floor, and I can barely do a push-up, and I'm like, just keep doing it, just keep doing it, just keep going. And now it's getting to the point to where finally I'm breaking through that muck, and it's like, yeah, I like this now, you know? Took me a while to find that, though. Took me a while. I didn't like it. Oh, I hated life there for the first month or so. I did not like it at all, you know? But I guess it's different for everybody. Different for everybody. Anyway, though, yeah, it was really easy to become complacent. It was, because my entire life, like I said, all I did was work really, 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 really hardcore jobs. Like, I worked jobs so hard that I watched people fall out and get carried away in ambulances. Like, the work is so hard, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. But I figured, you know what, if I'm going to earn a living, I would rather, you know, put forth what I felt to be tangible effort to earn money, which was the total fucking wrong way to look at it. So I'm not giving this as advice. This is just the way I looked at it at the time. At the time, I thought, okay, well, I got to put forth hard, tangible effort, you know, if I'm going to receive a paycheck, because then it'll feel like my paycheck was earned. Again, don't look at it that way. That's not the right fucking way to look at it. Okay, but I didn't like it. I wasn't happy. I didn't like it. So finally, when I'm on the opposite end of it, I'm like, oh, well, shit, it's like the tables have turned. The amount of energy and that I put in all those years, now I'm receiving the financial mirror of that, you know, an abundance of money, but I ain't got to work and I ain't got to do shit. Now, well, it was real easy to fall complacent, and you get bored and you get real restless and nervous and antsy, and you think, I mean, it sounds good, but trust me, if you go from like one side of the fence to the other overnight like I did, you'll find out it's not all what you think it is. It's not all what you think it is. It's nice. It alleviates the problems that you thought were the biggest problems in your life. But then it comes a whole new list of, I gotta make myself do something today. I don't fucking feel like doing anything. All I want to do is lay around and sleep today. And if I do that, then all the extra work that I need to do in order to pay my bills for the month is going to pile on top of me for tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to have double the work. And if I take 2 days off, then it's going to be quadruple the work. Then all of a sudden, all the work that I need to do to make ends meet is going to just pile on top of me. And then, it's just really, really easy yeah, it's not, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to do. I don't, any of you aspiring to become self-employed and all that, I'm not trying to steer you away from that. Oh no. Absolutely. Go chase your bread and chase your success. I just want you to know, don't paint this picture in your head of this, like, I have arrived. Here I am sitting on a golden throne, and I'm just going to lay in silk sheets and be fed grapes all day. Well, it's not that like we think it's going to be. It's not that, you know what I mean? It comes with its own list of challenges. Okay? So again, I'm not trying to steer anybody away from it. Hell no. Fucking go for it, dude. Just be mentally prepared for that. Be mentally prepared for a whole new list of challenges and a whole new list of things that frustrate you and a whole new list of this is planet Earth, dude, for now, but this is planet Earth. This is 3D human life. And I don't want to say 3D because we're not, you know what I mean though. I'm not talking about the low 3D, this is physical planet Earth life. There's going to be duality when it comes to anything that you do. There's going to be positive and negative, no matter where you go in this dimension. Okay? So just be mentally prepared for that day that you do pop off and become incredibly successful or attract that amazing romantic partner. There's going to be a whole new list of challenges, and you still have to work and put forth effort to keep them going and keep them afloat, if that makes sense. There's a lot of people out there who have this idea in their mind that I'm going to keep working hard until I achieve said thing, and then I'm going to stop working. It don't work that way. That's one of the reasons too why I don't like to use the phrase supposed to be with somebody. People say, who am I meant to be with? Yourself? You? Because that idea it gives us this license to be lazy. If I think there's this person who's just meant to come along and just meant to be with me, and everything's just going to be all better, I can just kick my feet back and I don't have to do anything, life's just going to be pretty because there's this person who's destined to be with me. It doesn't work that way. Just like with a perfect business or anything like that. Your calling, okay? And people say, what is my calling? Well, if people have this idea that even if I could tell you what your calling is, which I can't, I can tell you how to find it. But then, once I find my calling, all's good and well, and I can just kick my feet back and everything's going to be all good and I don't have to do anything. No, it doesn't work that way. I don't care what it is that you are after, whether, again, it's your calling, your life's purpose, that perfect business, that perfect relationship. You are one little decision away from fucking the whole thing up at any given time. And with as many people I see getting blocked here, I'm probably pissing some people off. I don't give a fuck. That's the truth. That's the way it works, right? That's the way it works. That's the truth. Yep. So, again, I'm not trying to steer anybody away from your dreams. Just be mentally prepared and don't fall for this idea that one of these days we're just going to cross through this finish line and be able to kick our feet back and be like, it's all good and well now. It doesn't exist. It doesn't work that way. Not the way it works. That's an illusion. That's an illusion, okay? So, and I know there's a lot of you on here that already know that. And, but there's some of you watching that don't know that. I didn't know that. I fell victim to that illusion too. That thinking that one of these days, whenever the perfect whatever comes in, yay, I've arrived, I'm there now. Doesn't work that way. Nope, absolutely not. So, Anyway, though, we are coming on right on about an hour, though. And it always happens that way, man. It's always like right as soon as I start to really get amped up for the chat, and it's time to go. But it is time to go this morning. It is time to cook my kiddos some breakfast. And then after the kiddos eat, we got to get prepped and ready for the 22-22 mini readings. All right. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thanks, y'all. We will see you all here in a little bit for the 22-22s and maybe something on my main channel today. I'm not sure. It is Halloween. I think we do have some plans for today. But thanks, y'all, for tuning in and playing along. I'll see y'all on the flip side, all right? Have a good one.